Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? It is Monday night. We are talking A Song of Ice and Fire. A little rushed together tonight because of reasons, softball games and Girl Scouts and all these good things. But we are here, and thank you to my panelists for making the time. We have the great Miss Martin Muses. Teresa is here. How are you?
Oh, hey, doing great. Ready to talk about Blood and Fire. I've been ready for these chapters for quite a while. I'm so excited.
Thank God you're here. And then we do also have the great Sir Gregor McGrant. Mr. Grant Gregory, how are you?
I didn't even know you were in the Girl Scouts. That's cool to know.
It's been a while. Yeah, I've been in there for about 35 years now. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I am an Eagle Scout though for Boy Scouts, so I finished that first.
I don't even know what that means. So
that's all right. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute. That's not like just an American thing though.
Eagle Scouts? I mean, I've heard of Boy Scouts, but I don't know what an Eagle Scout is.
Well, that's like the top thing you can get in Boy Scouts. Is you become an Eagle Scout. Like you get, you go from different levels.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Cool.
Cool.
So I just thought I'd let you know, Scotty, that it's finished. I've got the complete edition, all 7 books.
All 7 books.
R. Martin. Yeah, that's what he said on his not a blog.
Yeah.
So there's
all 7.
All 7 books. I mean, there's a few repeats here, but
I mean, I see 7 books. So he has finished the books. We are done.
He's finished 7 books. He's finished 7 books right here.
So what are they titled? What are they titled? Did he split books up?
So, strangely enough, the first one is called Game of Thrones. So that makes sense. And there's Clash of Kings. It's a little on the nose, but I get it. But then this one is called Steel and Snow.
What?
And then there's Blood and Gold, which is, some people say it is the 3rd book of Storm of Swords, but it has a subtitle there. So
wait a minute. So he split them up into 2?
Yeah, Steel and Snow and Blood and Gold.
Is there extra material?
Of course, there's extra material. Why else would I buy books I already have?
Like, is it pictures or is there extra like pages? Like
extra 100 pages. So
really?
So there's a Feast for Crows. Yeah, between those 2, Feast for Crows, and then we have Dreams and Dust and After the Feast, which is the final.
I'm sorry, my daughter's here to say goodnight. Give me 1 second. Keep talking. Let them know.
Yeah. So and apparently it comes with a free map, but I'm sending it back because it's damaged. So in 3 different spots underneath the plastic. So it was damaged before they wrapped it. So if they're going to screw me out of stuff, I'm not paying full price for it. So
no, hell no.
But yeah, apparently, yeah. So this is the one. It's the #1 seller at the moment, based purely simply on the fact that George R. R. Martin himself calls it his complete set. So
maybe that's his way of telling us he's not going to finish.
That's his way of telling us he's not going to finish. Yes. So,
God, when was this not a blog? Before the women of the press, right?
It was.
Hold on, we'll bring up
1st of February or something.
We're gonna just bring up when it was. Not a blog on anyways because he has a couple things on there. But okay, so he broke up. What was the last 2 books? Now I missed that.
So the last. Okay.
Sorry about that.
The last 2 ones are called Dreams and Dust and After the Feast.
Dreams and Dust and After the Feast.
Yep.
And you're telling me that there is more actual like pages of chapters.
Allegedly
that you might have left out. Okay.
Who knows?
I must have missed that. I mean, I've seen all the drawing stuff.
Oh no, the water block thing was from ages ago.
Yeah, you said February?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. We're going a little quick. Don't stare at the screen if you get sick.
Can you just do a search?
Yeah. Oh, I did it right. Okay, what am I searching?
Yeah, just complete set or set. I can't remember which one it was. It was him in partnership with Netflix because they wanted their name on it. So
okay, so complete. Oh, there's only one. Did I spell it wrong or something? Full. We'll go full. No, I'm just gonna search. All right. Anyways, though, I think that is kind of messed up if he's selling it as a complete set. You know what I mean?
George, it's what do you expect? Like,
yeah. That is messed up. Latest month, April. We're going back March, and then we're gonna go to February.
He's something that rhymes with trick, but
Oh,
has a P.
yes, yes.
That's
Chipolitic.
what he is.
Hold on, I like that. There you go. That is a dinger. All right, we're going back to February, and I'm gonna want to see this. Sleepers Awaken, because this is the stuff that really gets to me. It's like, dude, I understand, like they need you to put something out because you have been taking over a decade to get something out to us, but like just adding a couple pages you left on the editing room floor and saying it's like a complete set is messed up. Yeah, I don't see it here.
Isn't it nice to finally get to go back to bashing him instead of having to defend him? I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've defended this man way longer than I should have. And I took a lot of heat for it, but I can't do it anymore. It's tough to defend somebody who doesn't even care that we are like people like myself. I can only speak for myself. I truly am hurt by this man not finishing the books. Now there may become a time where, haha, I trolled you guys. The books are bang bang. I finished both, and I pray that's it. And I will take everything back, even though I won't, because we did have to wait a long ass time. But I'll take everything back. But I'm sorry, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah,
that's a dope picture though.
That is pretty cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I think that we can forgive him for a lot of things. People can, but not for taunting us.
No,
that's not okay.
Oh, okay. I got the page.
Like
sorry,
that.
I've got the page where I had it kept, and it's gone.
Oh, wow! He found out. George found out. He was like, "Screw this! I'm not going to let you guys."
No, like I'm looking at my history from where it was, and I just found the page, and now it says page not found. I put it in the private chat.
They found us.
They found us. What's up, Alex? How are you, my friend? Took you long enough. Miss George doesn't have a beautiful soul. This George doesn't have a beautiful soul. I'm guessing you meant to say Clay. Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Oh wow, that is weird,
Miss George.
Yeah, you're right. It's error. That's nuts. All right, so we'll move on, but we are going to cover two quick articles, everybody, because this is House of the Dragon. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure both of you are looking forward to it. I have my things about it being separate. It is not, to me, it is not the true history, even though that's what they said. To me, it's the TV canon, and we have book canon. So I look forward to it. But for some reason nowadays, there's even with a I don't know.
I'm a mushroom purist. If he's not in it, then I don't count it.
Well, I'm with you. I mean, mushrooms should be in this dang thing. But, it's one of those things where it's like people try to either create things like they don't know the books at all. So they're making up these dumb ideas. And this is going to be one right here. I'm going to find it on the actual website because I can't stand doing stuff through MSN because they take half the page up. But it's one of those things where people want to ship everybody. Is it called shipping? Shipping, right? Like, what is the point of that? Can someone explain that to me? Is there anything you guys have ever looked at or like wanted to ship together? Because maybe it's something I just don't realize I've done.
Well, shipping, it used to be that it could even be canon characters that you shipped. So, for example, you would ship Faramir with Eowyn, or Aragorn and Arwen, or in my Han and Leia, not Luke and Leia. Well, maybe a ship would
Luke
be
and Laura, maybe.
but then there's like non-canon ships. For example, Hermione and what's his face, Draco. I think they're fun.
Okay.
Because it's like playing what if. And also shipping real ones are actually lots of fun. But what they're doing here, I am suspicious of this. I think this is a way for the House of the Dragons people to prepare us
And prepare us for what?
that this is what's going to happen.
That this is, see, that's a very good way of looking at it too. Okay. I kind of agree with what
They're
you're
planting
saying.
the
Like,
seeds so
yep.
that it's not going to be a surprise.
Right. They leak it out to a couple people that they like. You know, hey, we're writing articles about this. Just so you guys know, can you help us out with this one? That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
That is a good way of looking at it too.
So that when it happens, they'll go, people saw this coming.
Right.
All right, sorry,
What do
my
you think,
computer was
Grant?
lagging like crazy. I missed all that.
Well, like the idea. So,
No,
Teresa's.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what we're talking about. Like literally, like for the last 4 minutes,
Well,
my computer was frozen.
That's all right.
G-A-Y couple that isn't really G-A-Y in the book, but it looks like they're prepping us for it to be in the show.
We're getting articles about maybe these two hooked up, and it's like, no.
Which two?
I mean, if you ever read the books, here, I'll show you right now. I was trying to find a on TV Insider, but for some reason I can't find the actual link, so I have to use this stupid thing. So it's hard to see. So we need to be on the side of this. Here, we'll go like that. So it's a little bit bigger. So were Jace and Cregan Stark lovers?
Fuck off.
A House of Dragon theory. Yeah. Were they secret lover? Like, was there anything in this that ever said that? What's up, Mad and Brian? Yes, Spork and Mad do good work together. Shipping is tiresome. Yes, I can see that.
I mean, you probably got more of a theory going on with Daemon and Aegon than anyone else.
Or Damon and Aemon.
Aemon,
yeah.
sorry,
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why those two? That doesn't make any sense. There's nothing. Like,
well, because they're really good friends. They have the whole pact of ice and fire. So
they're good-looking guys.
They're good-looking guys. They're young, and nobody can be best friends anymore without it being gay.
Right. There's no such thing as two men in a medieval culture being best of friends. They have to have something on the side. You know, like
Rob and Ned.
Right. like, Robert and Ned. Like, you know, like, who was the mother of your bastard when you weren't trying to put a butt baby in me? You know, like, no, that wasn't happening. So we got Cregan Stark actor Tom Taylor will make his long-awaited appearance in House of the Dragon season 2 as the show ventures to Winterfell. At the end of season 1, Jace Valerian, Harry Collette, is sent north to garner support for his mother's cause. This thing keeps jumping.
So because the actor's gay, one of the actors is gay, therefore they have to be gay in the series. Yeah.
Well, because you can't play somebody who's separate than you, you know? You have to be like, if you are a one-legged, eye-patching, wear black pirate, that's the only character you can ever play. That one-legged.
Or you could play a white guy.
Like a Valerian. So, as readers of George R. R. Martin's Fire and Blood will know, Jace will meet Cregan and form a connection that will have a lasting impact in years to come. Really, you know what? Lasting, like Cregan Stark really keeps all his people out of it. First, all right, we will be talking about like events that haven't happened in House of the Dragon yet. So, just so you know, but like, if you really look at what Cregan Stark did, Cregan Stark said he supported Rhaenyra's queenship, but watch how he just holds the North back. They never really send aid that I can think of off the top of my head, not until like Aegon, maybe, and even then, it's like almost when it's all over, right? They might have some skirmishes.
But they still don't ever leave the North.
No, because he always talks about, I'm trying to get my my banners together. Like, that's the big thing. His bannermen. It takes forever. And I know the North is big, but come on. So in the world of Westeros, Fire and Blood isn't an exact retelling of the events that went down in Targaryen history. With so many sources, there's no single narrative that is entirely factual. This has proven
If there
space for
is anything Mushroom said happened.
most likely, and he never said they were gay.
Yeah.
But that's where they get it. This has provided space for speculation as to what really happened in certain situations. But don't forget, we were told House of the Dragon is the truth. Many fans have wondered about the true nature between Jason Krieg and Stark, with some speculation they were more than just friends.
No, they weren't.
Where did you get that in the book? They were two men that bargained out a pact. Like, I don't understand that.
I think where they're going with that is the line in the book says Cregan and Jacaerys took a liking to each other.
That, oh my God, are you okay? Let's see.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that they say it right here. You're right. Okay, so Maester Munkins. No, thank you. Maester Munkins' true telling in Universe book says Jason Cregan took a liking to each other, for the boy prince reminded the Lord of Winterfell of his own younger brother. Oh yeah, that means they're gay.
Yeah, that's why it actually makes sense now. You remind me of my brother. I want to have sex with you.
Yeah,
I was about ready to say that completely negates everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he's not a Greyjoy, like he's like it's so messed up. Like, hey, little brother. Yeah, his brother who died 10 years before. They drank together, hunted together, trained together, and swore an oath of brotherhood, sealed in blood. So what is that? Anal? What? I'm sorry. Like, is that what you're trying to say that means? Like,
what George means is blood brothers, but what they're saying is sealed in blood is a euphemism for marriage.
Oh, I thought it meant anal sex.
I just know how these
people think, right? Yeah.
Like, when it comes to what you're saying, Scotty, I guess it kind of makes sense because, like, semen is considered a blood thing. So, yeah.
It's just like, look at this part. Like, even Mushroom, and I was going to bring this up, but it says it right here in the article. Mushroom, one of the sources who we all think is close to the truth, claims that Jace became smitten with Sarah Snow, the bastard daughter of Cregan's father. In Mushroom's account, she alleges that Jace and Sarah Snow secretly married despite his betrothal to Baela Targaryen. Mushroom's claim can't be verified, and it's believed that his claims are more of fevered imagination than a historical truth. But it doesn't. Wouldn't you think if there was even a hint of these two guys having any sexual chemistry, Mushroom would have talked about it?
Of course, Mushroom would have. That would have been one of the major talking points.
Right.
He loves that kind of weirdo stuff.
Yeah. That's his whole thing. However,
anything that's out of the norm. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, please. Anything out of the norm. I was just going to read the little what's here. However, one crucial point of Jace's trip north is true: the Pact of Ice and Fire. Jason Cregan made a deal that Jace's firstborn daughter will be sent to Winterfell at 7 years old and eventually marry Cregan's heir. Unfortunately, Jace never sees, spoiler everybody, sees this deal come to fruition, but Cregan steps up to honor Jace.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. During the late stages of the dance in what later dubbed the Hour of the Wolf. Okay, here's one fan. One fan on Reddit wonders if Jason Cregan had some sort of romantic relationship, even it went totally unconsummated. It could explain the inconsistent accounts of Sarah Snow. Basically, she's the cover story, the fake scandal to cover up the real scandal. No evidence of this, of course, but not much to preclude it either. So I think, Teresa, you hit the nail on the head. This article would never have been written unless somebody wanted it to be written. Because there is no sense at all in this. There is no thread in the book that gets you to this point. You know, and you find the couple of crazies that just want to put these guys together. Like, Sarah Snow is not even what's her name from The Reach when she was trying to marry the Baratheon. Marjorie Tyrell and the younger Baratheon brother, which I'm blanking
Renly?
on. Renly, thank you. Even
Grim
when
job.
they were, yeah, nailed it.
Thank you.
Even when they were, getting married and needed, like she was willing to bring the brother in, but we just need to, but everybody else in the realm, well, at least at court knew Renly was gay. Like if Jace or
Wait,
Cregan Stark
what?
was gay, I think we would have found out.
And Mushroom for sure would have found out, as we've already said.
Right, about Jace, 100%.
And this whole thing about Sarah Snow, that's probably the only scandalous part about it, was the fact that he pulled Robb Stark.
Yes.
And got secretly married to somebody else when he was supposed to marry Baela.
Right. And I don't remember what happens with her, but I always wondered if she had a legitimate Targaryen that's now a Snow, or not even a Snow, that's now a Stark.
Flowers?
No, because if they were married secretly, Sarah Snow and Jace, let's say they got married secretly, he pulled one of those things. Like, I'd rather go there than to the gay thing, because there was probably some attraction, married or secretly. She would be a Targaryen, but still in the Winterfell home. Like, I don't know who she marries down the road, but if she stays in a Stark line, then there's a Targaryen bloodline already there. And maybe that's what gives them the Skinwalker ability on top of their warging ability.
Well, I mean, that could work.
I
doubt it, but it could work.
Yeah, it's better than Jason Cregan banged.
Or everyone's gay.
Yeah, everybody has to be gay. Well, I think, Teresa, you said it best. Men can't be friends anymore in today's entertainment. They have to either be enemies, or they have to be, if there's a deep friendship, then they have to be gay. They can't be just buddies.
Like Frodo and Sam now. All those articles people are writing, all those scholarly so-called articles.
Right. Oh, look at that. I did not see that interview, Brian. So George is separating the two. He's saying what's happening on House of the Dragon is series canon, like HBO series events, like that world. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Or George, whoever. I rather thank Jesus.
Thank you, Georges.
Georges.
Yeah. I would love to, if you have the link for that, or maybe put it out on Twitter or something, I would like to read that, because I like to collect my sources. Yeah,
Brian, you're one of my moderators. You can put it right into the chat if you have a link. We'll take a look at that. While he's doing that, I just wanted to look at that one more article, because I haven't read it, so I'm not making any what it's about until I read it. We have seen this before a season or a beginning of a show. I mean, we already saw this with House of the Dragon last year. But they say House of the Dragon star, I hate how it does that. House of the Dragon star Bethany Antonia responds to racist violent fan message. Now it just says fan. So I don't think this is fans. You know what I mean? But they want you to think that it's more than one person. There are a lot of characters of House of the Dragon, HBO's Game of Thrones prequel series, too many for us to get to know well in the first season. But come season 2, we'll spend more time with supporting characters like Bella Targaryen, the dragon-riding daughter of Daemon Targaryen, and the late Lyanna Valerian.
Lena.
I do terrible with their names. I think my favorite part from the first trailer for House of the Dragon season 2 is the shot of Baela atop her dragon moon dancer screaming in fury. War is well, I think we know why she's screaming, but we'll leave that out. I'm looking forward to
her ice cream.
Right. Let's see. The show could seriously raise her profile, talking about the actress, although that comes with some drawbacks, namely unsolicited, deplorable hatred from complete randos online, some of which Antonia shared on her Instagram. Okay. If you like, you can read the message and the message. So is it some or the?
So it's a singular person got a singular hate message. We need to write an article. This needs to stop right now.
So, okay. Can I ask now, this is hate. This is hateful, but is this racist? Although it is especially vile racist stuff, and it goes, "You look like a piece of shit." It reads in part, "I hope you accidentally die on set." Is that at all racist? That's just angry. That's somebody
What do you
who's
mean?
just like she says, although it is especially vile racist stuff, what was said to her on this Instagram.
Was that the only thing that was said?
Well, let's take a look in full here.
And goodbye to Scott's channel.
Yeah.
They did the exact same thing with Obi-Wan before it came out.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, look what's happening to this actress.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. They even did it last year with
They
this
tried to do
show.
it with Rose Tico, and Rose Tico come out and said, "No, I got away from it because of you guys, because of the media."
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on one second. I'm going to save it so I can see it better. Let's bring it up here. So
I have noticed, like you, Scott, that they change from messages, then they say message.
Yes, right?
Then
To all these troll.
It's kind of funny that they do that. Troll. They don't want. We can't say the whole thing because we'll be lying. It's just one person. All right, so it's going to be an overlay. I don't know if you'll be able to see it as well. No, okay.
Better.
I'll put it up so you can just see what it says, but I'll read it. Okay, the dude does drop an N-word at the very beginning, so that is racist. But this is what, a DM or
we don't
message?
know. Actually, I can guarantee that's not what he said. Look how short the word is then.
Well, it might be an A instead of a hard R. I don't know. You look like a piece of shit. It's a miracle that you're even included in the trailer, but we don't care. I hope you accidentally die on set. So this is one asshole. One really just idiotic person.
I've been called the N-word in messages.
And then she puts at the top, wait till they, not this person, they find out I'm gay too. So what? Like, it's one person that was a complete and utter asshole, but they're turning this story into...
The actress isn't gay.
That's
she talking about the character? No, the actress isn't gay because she's married. She's engaged to a man.
Are they going to make her gay in the show?
That's what I'm saying. She's talking about the character.
Wait till they find out I'm gay too. Yeah, the character's not gay. I mean,
oh my goodness. She the one that goes to the veil, isn't she?
Yes.
The only one that's truly GY in there is the chick who's in charge of the veil, but
yeah, the mother.
Her.
Oh my God, you're right. They're gonna ship them.
Really,
too?
if they go there, ew.
That's
brother. Ew.
All right, so unfortunately,
we're talking underage stuff.
Yeah, that would be messed up.
Yeah, but you got to understand, in the gay community, that's considered normal.
We didn't say that.
Yeah, I disavow.
Hypothetically, unfortunately, these kinds of messages are pretty standard if you have any kind of public profile online, and they tend to be worse and more common if you are a woman. And again, if you are a person, black person. I'm not putting POC. Antonia is both. She is a woman. Okay. In these situations, I think the best option are to unplug or to develop a defense mechanism that makes you capable of laughing these sort of things off. Yeah, I mean, I get that too. Antonia has gone for the latter approach. Wait till they find out I'm gay too. She wrote on her Instagram. She also included a picture of herself smiling. Like I said, it looks like Bela has a lot to do. Yeah, in the season, she probably does. To come out the other end of this as a star. Yeah, but what's the gay thing about? You said you sure she's married to a dude? Or like,
I'm looking it up. I think I might be mistaking her for the character that played her mom.
Wow. Of course you are. They all look like you, don't they?
Yeah.
You racist.
Well, let me just say this right
Dude, I can't
here.
tell the
First
difference
of all,
between
I completely
Targaryen and the Caribbean.
Say that again,
second
Teresa.
of all, they did actually do the underage thing with Damon and Raina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, she was pretty young, right?
She was.
No, it wasn't creepy.
15.
He bought her gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he groomed her too. So grooming is a thing, and
He
it's not
definitely groomed.
necessarily a gay thing.
Right. He definitely groomed her. And the sad thing is at 16, in most states, it's consent. That's terrible. When I learned that, I was disgusted. But yeah, the age of 16 is a 17 and a half-year-old can date a 15-year-old and go to prison for that. But a 50-year-old can date a 16-year-old in most states.
That is so messed
It's so messed up. Mostly with the way kids
unless they were
develop
dating
nowadays.
unless they were dating before he turned 16.
Right. There is truth on that too. But not every state.
No.
And all it takes is
Yes.
the parents saying they were against it.
Yep.
Let's see. Alex is in the house. What's up, Alex? Good to see you. Everything is racist.
You can't
I
say
love
that. That's racist.
That's racist. The PR team, Brian says the PR team's lies about hate, sexism, racism, the PR teams post the actual racist posts. We find out there has been times where that has happened, where they go to this one, X account that only has 4 followers, and somehow that becomes now the head of a large, newspaper or online news channel, and that's their headline, which is crazy. So I'd rather not think about that crap and get into what we were here to do, and that's talk Jahara's later reign, Council 101, his works, all that good stuff. Let's start with you guys, because I'm not gonna lie, I fell a little bit behind this week on my readings, but I have read it before. What did you take away from it's like, I believe, about chapter 7 and 8? What are some of the takeaways in the later reign of Jahara's that led us to the Council of 101? I mean, there's a lot of deaths. We know that.
Besides all his kids dying left and right.
Unbelievable. And his kids, right? Doesn't not his eldest, doesn't his eldest son and his son die?
So yeah, his kids die.
Yep.
His grandkid died in birth, also killing Visera's mother.
Yep.
As well. Okay, actually, this is something I want to kind of touch on.
Emma's mother dies in childbirth.
Yep. Mm-hmm. A lot of them died of the shivers.
Yeah.
Princess Daenerys does.
Now, I thought it was called Marinese something. Am I wrong on that? I thought the disease was like the Marinese.
I was listening to the audiobook this morning, and they said the shivers.
Okay. Maybe I was looking at it wrong. No, go on. What were you going to say, though? What were you thinking about?
Okay, so in the beginning of this chapter, when they're traveling and looking for new lands and everything, when one of the ships lands, it's filled with black people.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's shocked and amazed because none of them have ever seen them before, and like the Targaryen kids were scared, running off because they'd never seen a black person. Yet
not a black Valerian.
In the same thing, they're mentioning stuff like Corlys and everything as well.
Right.
So it's like one of those weird things. It's like, so how is the show going to address that? Because
the show is completely different, man. They're not going to address it. Just like they didn't.
Okay, but that's the whole point. Like one of the I guess the show can't address because it's already previously happened. That's true. But like what I'm saying, yeah, that's just, it just made me think. It's just like, because the youngest daughter, she's petrified of everything,
right?
And then she ends up marrying the old dude up in the Vale. Is it up in the Vale? I can't remember now. And yeah, she dies in childbirth as well.
Right. Yeah. No, she dies in childbirth. Even we had quite a few people die. Actually, you have he loses Dahlia, Viseria, Alicia.
He loses all of them.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
everybody dies.
11 kids.
Except for the one that's the Meister.
I was going to ask that, and that was
Or no, the one who was always had his head in the books. He ends up being an archmaester.
Mhm.
But I thought he got killed as well.
No, he's going to be at the council because people were thinking once everyone else was dead, they're like, "Oh, this dude, please, we need to have him be the king." But they were all, nope, he's a Meister, and he had no interest, so he was just advising Jacaerys.
Because he
Right.
couldn't. That's the thing. He couldn't become a maester because he had no. He was almost like apathetic to people. He just cared about knowledge. So that's
Right.
why they wanted him to be an archmaester instead.
Right. Well, and don't forget there Sarah. Sarah lives as a prostitute in Lease.
Oh, sure.
One
One becomes a septa.
One does become a septa. Who his son Aemon, that was a big one. He dies in battle, and he was the heir.
Mhm.
Then Balon becomes the new heir.
Balon the Brave. I love the way he goes medieval.
Yeah. Can you explain that? Because you're right about that. That's pretty cool.
Well, his brother Prince Aemon, the crown prince, he was killed during this battle by an arrow, I believe, and his brother just takes his dragon. What does it say here? Balon, his name was Balon the Brave. He's either brave or mad. That one was what he was said. Oh, let me find it here.
Yeah.
Because I'm jumping around.
No, it's fine. Take your time. Seriously, take your time. Before that, let's not forget, while you're looking for that, Rhaenys weds Corlys Valerian.
The black man.
Who's the master of ships. One of
they had the second, third, and fourth Dawn War. Even though one of them didn't even involve Dawn, the third one was when the prince was coming over with all of his fleet, and they wiped him out before they even landed.
I always say his name is Moron Martell, but it's Morion or something like that. Martell.
He had all the spies. So they said it was not even Aegon. I think how it was like not even Aegon had won a battle without losing a soldier.
Right,
had
and
won
it was,
a war. Yeah.
And the best part was it was his son Aemon and Balon and him. 3 dragons just destroyed them. And what was
because
cool,
they knew it was coming. There was
right.
a dozen ships, and like he thought he was going to go in and take King's Landing.
He also begins the construction on the King's Road, which is big.
Well, that's the thing. This is the thing you got to understand about Jaehaerys. Jaehaerys loves getting laid, whether it's his wife, whether it's roads. He just wants everything laid.
Everything has to be laid. Laid solid.
And I like the fact that just on a whim, he's when his hand gets the shivers and everything. He says, "I want to die in battle. I don't want to do this." He's like, "But there's no battles to fight." He's like, "Oh, there's this traitorous dude, like my brother up here," and he's just like, "Where's my dragon?
Right,
let's go, let's do it." And then they kick the shit out of him, and then he's like, "Oh, I didn't die in battle," and he was all depressed about it. But then he falls off a horse and dies. Like he's the hand.
Oh,
he loses half the council. And that's the thing. Like he finally beats the shivers because I think only like 10% of people do. And then 3 days after he falls off his horse and dies. It's just like you're an asshole, George. You really are.
Right.
It's the way the real world works.
Yeah. Did you find that part you were looking for, Teresa?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's several chapters later. It says once the dude was dead, they were all crying. Prince Balon's wrath. Sorry, far easier to speak of Prince Balon's wrath and how he came down upon Tarth on Vagar, howling for vengeance. The Myra ships burned as Prince Morian ships had been burned 9 years earlier. And when the Evenstar and Lord Barrymore descended on them from the mountains, they had nowhere to fly. They were cut down by the thousands and left to rot along the beaches. So every wave that washed ashore for days was tinged with pink.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, Balon the Brave played his part in the slaughter with Dark Sister in his hands.
So he had Dark Sister, and which dragon did he have?
That was Vagar.
So yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's badass.
if you're gonna go for vengeance, that's the one to go with.
Yeah, dude. Vagar. I mean, come on. I mean, because Balarion's almost done. I mean, he dies towards the end of this reign. Which is funny because the way they talk about it, he wasn't even that young when Aegon was riding him. When they brought him over from Valeria, he wasn't a younger dragon. I don't know exactly off the top of my head how many years he lived, but he made it through 4 kings. Yeah, 5. Well, if you want to consider Viserys riding him.
Yeah,
once.
he died in 93 AC. Viserys took him when he was 16, and less than a year later,
yeah, he dies. Yeah.
So 5.
Yep, and we talked about the battle in 83 AC was the 4th Dornish War, but it was just a slaughter as we were talking about. And there's this book, man, this reign, this Fire and Blood reign book, like it's just gorgeous. Like I don't know if you guys can see that, but just there's a picture on every page, and it's really a beautiful book. I got to give it to him. Like to reprint a book and make me want it, like actually be like, man, I
can't get a bloody copy of the bastard.
I know.
There's all these other ones that are very similar to it. Like it's an illustrated history of the Targaryens. I'm like, oh, so it's that one. It's like, no, it's an illustrated history of the Targaryens. I'm like, what does that mean? I'm looking at a specific book. I've seen what the book looks like.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 or 4 different versions of it. Like,
now is this Our Lady? Is that Lady T?
It is Our Lady T. Our Lady.
It is Our Lady T. We are reading Fire and Blood. How are you? God, I miss you. I would love to have you on. More than like you are one of the OG, whatever we called it back then, but our Song of Ice and Fire streamers. So please,
the OG lady,
you ever have time, please come on. We're talking early Fire and Blood. We're talking Jaharis's reign, right before the count. Well, we're going to go into the Council of 101, which I think is the turning point in Targaryen history. So if anybody wants to blame anybody, it's really Jaharis who kills all the dragons.
Which is weird because he's not that indecisive in his reign. It's once Alisane's gone, it's like he's just given up.
Well, I mean, you look at his reign, and Alysanne is a huge part of the positive. Anytime he was with her, because they had moments where they were not together. I mean,
there was a huge separation.
For 2 or 3 different times, right?
Yeah, it was the only time in her life when she wasn't pregnant.
Right. Probably she was like, I need a break. The shivers is a disease which has plagued Westeros on several occasions. The most recent known occurrence of the disease was during the terrible winter of 59 AC to 60 AC. Now, this I thought happened a little bit later, but
no, it was during a smack bang during the middle of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought it was
because he lost all but one member of his council.
That's right.
So he had to get a new one. So he ended up going and getting I think it was one of the Martells.
Yeah.
As the master of coin, because his wife was an apple counter, and he knew that she'd come with, and then 2 services for the price of one, and that's how he was able to afford all the roads and everything. And in between the skirmishes and the battles and taking over stuff, they were sending ships out as far west as possible. Oh
man, they lost so many people. He loses like we were saying before in 84 AC, Alicia or Alyssa. How do you pronounce that?
Alysanne?
Alysanne? Yeah. She gives birth to Aegon in 84 AC. Within a year, she dies, and he follows right after, before his first name day. So a little less than a year. After and they were just destroyed because they already lost Delia and Dany. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who's remembered for his greatness. The amount of personal tragedy he goes through would destroy any other man 3 times over.
Yeah.
You have to give him credit for
sticking around that long. He has the longest reign out of anyone.
Yeah, 50 years or so. Right.
Yeah.
But like to think like him and his wife were able to They lost how many? What was it? 9 kids?
11.
11. Holy cow. 11 kids and grandchildren. Maybe he just was so beat down by the time of 101 after losing her too, Alisane. It just, maybe he just didn't want to make the decision because he didn't trust what he would have done, you know?
I like to think that he knew that no matter what decision he made, that there was going to be a war, and the last thing he wanted was more of his family dead. Because
Yeah.
he was tired of being the one that survived.
Yeah.
And also, I definitely think that the vote was rigged.
Yeah. Yeah, you think so? Why do you think that?
I think for sure the idea of they talk about not having to break tradition and everything like that, and that what he did was essentially breaking tradition. The Maesters have always been gung ho. It's your firstborn. It has to be that. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't get any votes.
Right.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's not
Well,
the way it is. It was
she even really up for votes?
No, you see that,
I mean,
that
it
was
was
different
Laenor.
in the show.
Well,
They
no.
made it like it was Rhaenys,
Yeah,
but
no.
it was really.
But I'm saying she would go in as the regent queen, so she would still have all the power of that. So she was still like, even though it's a vote for her son, she's still the one that has all the power.
Right,
well.
because he wasn't of age yet. I mean, he was young.
Yeah. So she still is, queen. She was raised and groomed to be the ruler. Everyone knew that was the way that it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, whether it was because they didn't like how Corlys was essentially new money, sort of thing, because after he's sailed the Nine Islands and all that sort of stuff, that was when he became stupidly wealthy, the wealthiest family in Westeros.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't want maybe that they knew that they couldn't control that new money, that new wealth, but they could control, through tradition and everything.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, look at what, it would have been the same thing as what happened before Tommen became of age.
Well, and it's not just that. At that stage, she had an heir, and Viserys didn't.
Right.
So there was always the possibility of him not having a kid. So therefore, the dragon line would die off.
Right.
From that,
and we already knew that she was a rider, had a kid.
Yeah.
That was to become a rider.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like, they just did not. They did not want to give a woman any power. And I'll say it like that. It was a patriarchy. That a true patriarchy. Like a real one.
Rhaenyra and Caloris, Sea Snake, were the only house there that has no family tie or affiliation with the High Towers as well. That's another huge thing,
right?
Yeah, and this is at the stage where they're starting to really come into power behind the scenes.
Well, everybody knew. I mean, from even Aegon's time, the High Towers were an ancient family that ran their city, which was part of the Reach, as their own like entity in a way. I mean, when the banners were called for the Gardeners and the Lannisters called their banners, the High Towers never came to the Gardeners' side, leaving them to die on the field of fire when Aegon, kicked some ass back the conquest. So like, I thought I lost my volume there for a second. So they had the ability to, they're strong enough that they don't really have to bend to anyone's will. But when you have dragons, you kind of have to. But they've been working with the Maesters. I mean, tell me that you have the city where the head of both the religion and your scholarly,
your repository of knowledge and your repository of faith in the one. Yeah.
In one city, and you've been the lord of that city for 10,000 years, or maybe around that. Definitely thousands of years. The High Towers have been running that area. You definitely can do stuff from behind the scenes to garner that power.
Mhm.
And
Hey, I want to
eventually,
clarify about the
yeah, please.
voting.
Hmm.
It says here, though the Meisters who tallied the votes never revealed the actual number, it was said afterwards that the vote had been more than 20-1. So we never actually knew it, and they said 20-1. So it's
Right.
still pretty lopsided, but apparently at least one person voted, if I am understanding correctly.
Right. But no one got to see it.
Well, yeah, they never
That's kind of weird.
revealed the
Yeah.
tally of the vote. Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny that, one of those things where, yeah, you guys don't have to see it. Just take our word. We're the Maesters.
It's not like half of your houses can read anyway.
Right. So 89 AC, the sea snake marries, right? Marries Rhaenys and becomes master of ship after the passing of Redwine. And this is after Sarah is considered dead in Jaharis's mind. Alysanne took that very bad. This is considered the time of their very public breakup, which was considered the Great Rift or the First Quarrel, later known as. So, and it was for quite a while. I mean, 88 AC into 89 Jaharis extends his progression alone. Because he decided, look, every 6 months out of the year at least, he was out to different areas of the Seven Kingdoms, meeting his lords, meeting the people, reminding them that the Targaryens are here. A good way to keep people from revolting. A very good way.
Yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing: if you're going to revolt and you're at House A, and you know that Jaharis is going to another house over here, you've probably got relatives in there. You're probably tied by blood at somewhere along the line. So it's a good way of
right.
checking everyone all at once.
Absolutely.
So, have you seen my dragon? Do you know what dragons eat? Whatever they want.
Right. And it's a good way to check people with a smile. You're checking them with a smile. Like, oh no, we wanted to come and visit you and honor you and your land.
Hey, look at my nuke. Isn't it nice?
Right. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the breathing of my dragons.
Yeah. Where does your sister live again? Oh, I might go there next.
Yeah.
How's your mum? Yeah.
Oh man. It's so great, dude. It is great. Let's see, where else do we go after this?
I'll be honest, after rereading this chapter, I kind of wish they they did his story first before we did House of the Dragon.
Did what first?
Jahari's story.
Right.
I didn't realize. I remember when I first read it, I saw all the stuff, but when I'm consciously thinking, tallying everything he's done, I was like, "Holy shit! This guy did a lot."
Yeah. I mean, he changed the realm. I mean, he made it. He made it from 7 separate, Westeros to the Seven Kingdoms just by adding the roads, some basic necessities for the common folk without pissing off the lords too much. The gift
water
was huge.
and wells and shit like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Public works, public sanitation in King's Land. There, my friend. Why can I highlight that? It's weird. Oh, there we go. It jumped.
So Scott, are you saying that he made Westeros great again?
He made Westeros great.
Great.
It's the first time. Who would I think of that would make it great again? Oh, that's a good question. Let's think about that. I think if was it Darren the dragon, Daron
the Daring,
the one that died young. He was killed in Dorne, by deception. He would have been a great conqueror, or Aegon, Egg. If Egg had dragons, he would have made Westeros great again. But
that would have been so cool.
They just didn't give him.
Yeah, but then dragons. He got his dick cut off and shipped out overwards and become Master of Whispers.
Yeah.
Where if that theory turns out to be true, that will be so incredibly cool.
That he's Egg, it would be awesome, and he still has his penis.
Yeah, that's the
'Cause-
biggest thing. He still has his
Ah.
junk.
No one has ever and now we're told that this wizard or sorcerer cut his member off and threw it into the fire and would talk to him, what and talk to the fire, but what talked back terrified him, meaning Varys. But we've never seen it. No one has. And when he wants to be a dude, he comes off completely different. Like he's such a good actor, I guess, that when he's playing a more manly role, you do not have a hint that it's Varys.
And you know what? As weird as the theory was, if it turned around and just come out of the blue, where Danny's just like, oh, by the way, I know who you are, so I have to kill you. That would at least have made sense with his death.
Oh my god, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. Like
it would be a dumb way for it to go out, but yeah, because remember, I think I know it's in the series. He said, "I know what word the fire whispered back to you."
Right.
I mean, what if it was his name?
That was one of the Red Priestess, right?
Yeah, that was
not Melisandre, but the one
that was in Essos.
Yeah, in Essos. Yeah, I thought she was going to have a bigger role in the show, but it was like that one time thing. Yeah, the death of Prince Aemon we did. 92 AC after the death, aftermath of the Mariniche. Okay, so this is maybe why I thought it was something different. 92 AC saw the aftermath of the Mirish bloodbath infect the realm. So in my head, that was the disease. The conflict had begun in 91 AC when two factions fought for supremacy in Mir. When the losing faction was driven out, they attempted to establish themselves on the stepstones instead, but the Archon of Tyrosh allied with a league of pirate kings and ejected the control. By the time the exiled Mir men were little better than pirates themselves, and neither Jaharis nor his council felt its support by Lord Corlys Valerian's fleet and Lord Baratheon's men, who would cross over to Tarth to join the levies of Lord Cameron, the Evening Star of Tarth. So there was that other, what was that called? That battle. In 92 AC. Prince Aemon took his flight, leave of his lady Jocelyn and his daughter Rhaenys, who had revealed she was with child by Corlys, though she had still offered to fly into battle. Though she had still offered to fly into battle, the journey to Tarth went smoothly, and Aemon landed in the Evening Star's hidden encampment.
So they just called it the second quarrel.
Yeah, okay, the second quarrel. So, yet later that evening, as Aemon walked the camp with Lord Cameron, disaster struck. A pair of Mariniche scouts had found the camp thanks to Corex's flames, and one of them, seeing two lords walking unguarded, took aim and took a shot for Lord Cameron, but dusk and the distance took their toll, and the bolt instead pierced Prince Aemon's throat. The prince drowned in his own blood, dead at the age of 37. That's crazy. Yeah, and then we get the Prince Balon and Vagar, which is one of the coolest moments in these chapters. Just burned everybody. So after Aemon died, a lot changed at court. Though Rhaenys was Prince Aemon's only child and heir, and had once been hailed as queen to be, Jaharis determined that the realm would be better served by naming Balon as Prince of Dragonstone, and his heir instead, passing over both Rhaenys and the possible son she carried. In fact, she bore a daughter later that year, whom she named Lyanna. This angered Rhaenys and Corlys. The Sea Snake gave up his office as Lord Admiral, Master of Ships, and the pair returned to Driftmark. They do that a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
They get mad and go to Driftmark. Jane!
I was about to say, look who's not at Driftmark.
Yes. Jane Theory. Yeah, or you know where she is? She's in the chat. They had the worst luck when it came to kids. 11 died. 11 all. Like that's well, not Sarah. Sarah lived. Okay, so I think 9
She's
died.
not, where is she now then?
She's a hula. Corliss was emo, Jane. Corliss was emo.
Yeah, still wearing her novice clothes.
Yes. Jane, promise us when we get to House of the Dragon, you'll come on for at least an episode or two and join us to break this down. I'm putting you on blast in front of
We're
everyone.
just gonna keep putting you on the thumbnail.
And we're just gonna keep you and Gary right next to each other. Nerdrotic. Good guy. Good guy.
So what year are we up to now?
We're in 93.
Still in 93. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, still in 93.
So yeah, because Viserys marries Emma that year.
Yep. We also have last time Queen Alicent ever flies Silverwing. The 16-year-old Prince Viserys becomes a dragon rider, claiming the Black Dread for
Balerion.
himself. Yeah, Balerion. But he was very sleepy, no longer had the strength for long flights. No one knew that less than a year later,
Yep, he died in
Balerion
94.
would be dead, dying of the rarest of all causes for dragons, old age. Yeah, that I always found that to be interesting. It says right here in one of the ripped out pages, which I love in this book. I don't remember Fire and Blood having as many these little side notes. No one knows how old Balerion. I always have to pause. Balerion was when he died. He was already a mature dragon when the Targaryens first came to Dragonstone in 114 BC, 12 years before Valeria's doom. His death in 93 meant he's been over 200 years since his name had first entered the chronicles.
Aww.
So he was over 200 years old, which is crazy. That is crazy.
He's an old man.
Oh yeah, buddy. Guys, Gilkman's having a birthday stream. You could drop it in the chat too, buddy. He's doing his stream. I'm going to try to make it there if I can. It's been a long freaking day, but I love the guy. Happy birthday to the Gilkman. Someone I met in person, lives not too far from me. Good dude.
Happy Gilkman birthday.
Happy Gilkman birthday. And Taco Cast. Whatever. And 1 minute show. So yeah, the last year of Queen, wait a minute, hold on, let me remember. Somebody else dies. Septon Barth dies, right? Somewhere in here.
Yeah, didn't he fall down the stairs?
Here I can read it. Oh, there it is. But there would be other deaths at court in years that follow. Septon Elzar died 3.5 years later, from 93, we'll say. And 6 moons after that, in 98 AC, Septon Bart, the longtime hand of the king, also died. The court was filling with new men to replace the old, and by this time, Jaharis, at almost 64, or how do they usually say? 4 and 60? No. Do they say? How do they say their ages? Would it be 4 and 60?
Fourth and 60, something like that. Yeah.
What a nerd. Sporky knows how to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to get that. If you want to, Jane, you're always welcome to come on right now too. He was probably poisoned. I don't believe it.
Yeah, Balerion.
Oh, Balerion she's talking about?
Yeah.
No, I think she's just talking about the amount of deaths. To get rid of everybody.
After, what's his name, Elisar died, they had the new that married Damon and is it Rhea Royce, was it?
Yeah.
Rhea,
I would say Rhea.
Something
Rhea
like
Royce.
that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Because then wasn't the big tournament held to celebrate what do you call it, Jairus' 50th year of reigning? That was around the same
that
time.
comes in 90. Isn't that like 90, a little around 98, 90, 95, somewhere in there?
No, because with They got married in 97.
They did get married in 97?
97, yep.
Okay. All right. That's true. Okay. Hold on one second. Teresa, what do you have? Anything to add to any of this we're talking about? Because I know you have really devoured these chapters in a positive way. What I always have to throw in something corny. What do you think about it? Like just the deaths, Balerion, anything that we've just talked about.
Well, for sure. Well, the great tragedy, I was looking here, it's the 13 children that actually died, including the late summer child. It struck me when Alicent Targaryen died, she died almost of heartbreak.
Yes.
I mean, she was sick. We knew she was sick
Yes.
on the
They
first.
say, what do they say, Teresa? They say she grew frailer after Prince Aemon's death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many people did she lose before that? I mean, it's unbelievable. But please go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she
to
says,
interrupt
yeah, age. Alicent was heard to say, "My uncle Magar was cruel, but age is crueler." And she was worn out from childbirth, travel, and grief. And she grew thin and frail after Aemon's death. Climbing hills became a trial to her, and in 95 AC, she slipped and fell on the Serpentine steps, breaking her hip.
Oh.
So, just one decline after the other.
Yeah.
She died of a broken vagina.
Oh, man. Yeah, she did. They do reconcile in 94 AC. Again, through the efforts of their daughter, Magale.
Oh, yeah,
Magale,
the scepter. Yeah, the scepter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
The relationship thereafter was tinged by sadness. Right. In 95 AC, Alicent broke her hip. That is so sad.
What year was it?
Well, don't forget their daughter gets grayscale. The scepter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she gets grayscale. Septa Magdalene became afflicted with grayscale after a year spent nursing those with the disease. Her arms and legs turned to stone, and she died in 96 AC. Sadder still was the death of the sweet, simple-minded Prince Gale, the Winter Child. She vanished from the court in 99 AC, and it was said that she died of a summer fever. Only after the passing of the king and queen was it revealed that she had been seduced by a singer, given birth to a stillborn child, then drowned herself in the Blackwater Rush. So yeah, a lot went on, Teresa. A lot of terrible shit.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you have so many children. You like quadruple the grief.
Wow, that's a good.
Yeah.
Damn, that's powerful. That's the truth. It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like the way in which you work it out. It's like working out what volume is. You got height and width. That's your kids. But when you add kids, you add depth, and it's like 10 times the amount in there. So for every kid that you add, the grief and sadness is tenfold to what it would have been normally.
Yeah.
The one that got me, though, the one who totally deserved to die, was that little brat who kept sneaking out and being reckless, and then she broke her neck.
Oh, the one on the horse?
Yeah. Though the bad thing about that, though, the horse got hurt.
Yeah, the horse did get hurt. That was where's the picture? Viseria.
I'm
right?
just so funny, and I'm just so this. I believe it was. I don't have them all memorized. It's like the
was she
children.
was she the tomboy?
Oh, you'll love this then. Hold on.
Wait, was she the tomboy?
Hold on. You'll see.
I don't know if she was a tomboy so much as just a brat.
That's her
Oh,
falling.
yeah, she had
There's the horse. The poor horse is like bent in half, and she just goes flying. That's
right
so
into
a wall.
Justice for the horse.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, though, Jane, the seduced and drowned herself, or right? It could have been. It could have been.
I also like how they say she was called a winter child. One, because she was born in the winter. Also, it was the winter of Alisane's womb, because it was at the back end of it.
I'm right. Like, that's right.
It was 44.
They're so messed up. Oh, I'm still showing myself.
It's a miracle she did die in childbirth.
Absolutely. She has a strong vagina. Is that right to say? No, maybe. Let's see. Where are we?
She was one hardy cunt.
Let's not forget we're getting close to the second quarrel of Alysanne and Jaharis. I see when I first read this, I thought their quarrels came really early in their relationship, like at the 10-year mark. But I was completely wrong. They all came towards the end of their reign together. And maybe that's the only reason it was so smooth for so long. Even with all the deaths, I was pretty shocked that it wasn't like, oh, they were married for 15 years and had that separation. They were all towards the end.
She was too busy being pregnant, I guess. I don't know. But or maybe she was just getting to the point where she was like, I'm done. I'm so done with this.
Yeah. Right? Here, I just want to show you another picture of the death of Balerion.
Oh.
That's so good.
Well, if someone did poison him, then that person's a jerk too.
I mean, there's nothing in there that gives you that, but if you look at it, the dragon was no longer growing. The huge dragon was no longer growing, was often sleepy, and seemed to no longer have the strength for long flights. So now, is it that he's maybe like 300 years old and he's just died of old age, or was somebody in the dragon pit slowly giving him poison? I don't know. I mean, I like to always lean towards what Jane says, because she makes me think of the terrible things that can happen in the world of Westeros. So good Queen Alysanne passed away on Dragonstone in the 7th moon of 100 AC. But before that, I must have missed what I was going to read, you guys. Where is it? The second quarrel. Drowned herself.
Yeah, the hand died, and then we got red wine in his place.
Yeah, but red wine was only there for a short period. He was ill suited for the job, and that's when Prince Balon took over. I am sorry. There was a part that talks about their second quarrel, and it was over Rhaenys.
Yeah, it was when he was even considering passing over that line. She was done.
Right. That was that second quarrel. They were done.
Yeah, it's like, well, then, if you don't need women, well, what's my purpose? Fine,
I'm going to Dragonstone to die.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I don't need bifocals. What I need is progressive, because I can't see far very clear, but I could see up close.
Scott's not very progressive, so yeah.
So I need progressive glasses to help me be a more progressive person. My doctor gave me progressives, the last one. And I was like, dude, I didn't really use it. So could I just go back to normal glasses so I don't see that little fade? He's like, oh, okay. Ever since, I'm like, holy shit, I didn't realize how much I have to take off my glasses.
It's not the only
have a moment of
you
silence, though, for her line. A ruler needs a good head and a true heart. A COCK is not essential. If your grace truly believes that women lack the wit to rule, plainly, you have no further need of me.
Ooh. Where was that part?
That was the quarrel.
The quarrel in page 341.
Yeah, I don't have the right book.
So, I think yours is abridged. The one with all the art in it.
Yeah, damn it. That's why maybe I'm not keeping up with you guys. That's the truth. All right, so the second quarrel happens. He goes ahead, right, and names Balon. Because this is before he dies, right?
No, he named him the hand after he died.
No, not the hand. I mean the heir.
As the heir. Naming Balon Prince of Dragonstone.
Yeah. So because you're an ass. That causes the second quarrel, and it's the idea that, Alysanne might have been the better ruler. I mean, if we really look at their reign, she did a lot of the major decisions. Okay, the gift.
She wouldn't have been able to. That's the thing. The reason why they worked was they did the things that the other couldn't do as well.
Right.
There was no way in the world that she would be able to hold off in any wars or do any of that sort of stuff.
Well, we don't know that. Like, we know she was very good at the social aspects, like social. What am I trying to say? Not social. Not urban development, but like land development. She gave the gift to give the Night's Watch, and we still don't really know what she learned up there, to give the gift. But that was huge in the battles to come a couple hundred years later, most likely. You also have, I believe she was a big part of the decision with the roads, if they were going to be on progressions or
He was the one that he was the dreamer. He was the one that come up with the ideas, and she was the one that was able to
put it
use.
into there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, because I think the line was, Alasane always loved surrounding himself with smart women. Like, whenever there was a smart woman that came to court, Alasane wanted to know who it was. Wanted to, she was always searching for that more knowledge.
Right.
So
right.
I can get that, but I think that's what I'm saying. I think without each other, I don't think they work as well.
No, I mean, she was the brains, like Jane's saying here, and he was able to get her pregnant. Because really, like, he was smart when it came to being concise about when to use force.
But that's the irony. He was good at being concise,
right?
Except when he wasn't.
No, he was. Yeah, that was dumb. He was concise when it came to decisions of like war, like with he realized his own father's faults, and he decided that he wouldn't be like that, because his father just fell apart when everybody started to rebel against him. But he decided, like, okay, all right, the Martells are going to try something. We know it's coming. We are just going to level them and make sure that this doesn't happen again, at least in my reign. And he was smart that way.
And then we'll take some of the smart ones, bring them to us, so that way they'll never try anything again, because now we've got one of theirs.
Yeah.
And while he's here, oh, by the way, you might as well have a very high position and make us a lot of money so I can build roads.
Yeah. Yeah. But when she disagreed, man, she didn't hold her tongue either, and would actually break up with him for a while, which was great. But once she dies, that's why I think the council happens. If she lived,
imagine being the king. Like, you could rule over everything, yet you keep getting dumped by your wife.
Well, but think about this. And Teresa, what do you think? Like, she dies in 100 AC, and then 101 AC is the council. Like, if she was still alive, he wouldn't have had it. What do you think?
I don't think so. I was about ready to say, of course she stood up to him. Don't sisters and brothers fight all the time?
Oh, well, hold on, please. I got to give you cheers for that one.
Yeah, I was trying to find a way to sneak that one in there.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, Jane, I said that early on. I said that earlier in the stream, and I've said it before. I truly believe it's Jaehaerys' fault the dance happened.
Yeah. The right decision to have made was to allow the children of the sons of Rhaenys and the Sea Snake to be the heir. And if they did not have a male heir, then it would have been the brother. That would have been the right way to go.
Right.
And then Laenor would have been the heir.
Same thing like with how it was going to be with Daemon and Viserys.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
though I still blame Viserys. We're not there yet, but I blame Viserys because if he wanted Rhaena to be the heir and all those swearings and everything, then he should not have married again. Or if he did marry again, he would say, but it sucks to be you, honey, if I have a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was guaranteed he should have married his daughter.
He should have married his daughter.
No. But what I'm trying to say
right,
is,
though. He didn't think of her.
It should have been contingent on you are the heir unless another son comes along.
Right.
And then if he wasn't willing to do that, if he wanted her to be the heir over another son, then he should not have married.
Right. Right.
He should have stayed a widower the rest of his life. He was dumber than a friggin' rock.
Right. And he was played. Once again, the High Towers found their way in and they played him. Everyone who thinks Alicent is this, oh, she fell in love. No, she did what her father said, but she wanted to be a queen.
Yeah, because that's the thing in this show. It's only about what happens between her and Viserys, but she was doing the same thing with Jaehaerys as well.
Mm-hmm.
She was constantly going in there reading stories in a slutty dress.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was her trick.
Yes.
Yeah.
She read him stories like his daughter did, actually.
Mm-hmm. And of course, since she's a lot older,
than
the way she's being portrayed in House of the Dragon, it worked out fine.
Right. What's the age difference, if you can remember?
It's about 15.
At least
she was
10.
They weren't in the same year at school. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was at least a decade, maybe more older than Rhaenys.
Yeah,
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra was like 12 years younger, I want to say. Like when Alicent was a teenager, she was still like barely 5.
Yeah. Everybody Google.
Yeah, Google it. Welcome to Westeros. Yes, sirree, bab. Yeah, if you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family. That's what they all say.
Well, there was a line in the TV show, I don't recall if it was in the book, where Otto Hightower tells his daughter, it's like, listen, Aegon is going to be the king. That was decided the moment he was born.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no matter what, even if he didn't say the prince that was promised bullshit on his deathbed, which that was a dumb part of the movie, the show.
It was really
you should have just shown that the Hightowers never planned on allowing her to be queen once a boy was born.
Precisely.
It was done. Yeah.
And he told Alicent, is that her name? Dang it, they have the same names. Yeah, Alicent. He told Alicent, everyone knows that except for Viserys and Rhaenys.
So, yeah, this is the thing. The easiest way you use like some sort of phonetic mnemonic device. Alicent ends in a T, just like the word cunt. So that's how you can, yeah.
Yeah, that's close. That sounds like it. Now, I understand making Balon his second when they didn't have a son yet, naming him heir because he was an older king, had to make sure he had something in place. But then Laenor was born after Balon died. So like even then, like you should have they finally have a male, maybe he was racist. Maybe Jaehaerys is racist. And he didn't want a biracial kid being the king. Oh, that's the show. That's right.
Yeah, I was about ready to say because that doesn't make it. None of the.
Wait a minute, that tracks in the show because he was played by an old white man. So
yeah, right.
Oh dear.
So they put their name in. Against them was Wade, Balon's own son, Prince
good
Viserys.
old Wade. Everyone forgets about Wade.
Yeah, Wade. He was a good guy. Viserys and Daemon.
There was 20 names or something, wasn't it? Wasn't it something ridiculous like that? But the show made it out as if it was just a one-on-one thing.
Yeah. No, the show made it seem like it was either Viserys.
It was an election.
It could have been Daemon. Could have been Viserys. Could have been Laenor.
There were 14 contenders.
Yep.
14, there you go.
Could you read them off? Do you guys have that?
Yes, I do. I do indeed. Jane's got a good point here about what she says. Honestly, the Civil War was ridiculous when they literally... Oh, wait.
Jane, you're right.
Yeah.
The one above it. Which one?
Which one?
Honestly, the Civil War was ridiculous when they literally could have married each other or their kids could have married each other. And truthfully, they should have married. Now, in the book, the original book, and I think still in Fire and Blood, they're only a year apart. And they were, the original was they were brother and sister. Then they became half siblings and they extended the age a little bit. But the original, I think it was the Princess and the Queen. Aegon was only a year or two younger than her, and he was her brother, which made it even worse.
Yeah.
But
Otto even brought that up in the TV show, which made sense. He was a smart hand. And Viserys is like, he's only 2. It's like, well, that doesn't matter. They can wait.
Yeah, right.
If you're going to marry siblings, better half than full.
Right. Yeah.
Crying out loud.
Shoot, your kids have a chance. And they should have. They should have. They should have done it by the time he was of age. Yeah, she would have been a little bit older, but still, it would have saved the realm and the dragons. And if you think of it in the book, the book, or not the book, the show, like Hightower, that decision wasn't one I would have thought a Hightower would make in the book. Like the Hightowers wanted just their bloodline and them in control. So I don't know if they would have gone for that in the book, but if you could read the names, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, for sure. Except for the fact that, it says no fewer than 14 claims were duly examined and considered by the lords assembled. From Essos came 3 rival competitors, grandsons of King Jaehaerys through his daughter Sarah, each sired by a different father.
Oh, damn. She really was a hua.
Another, a bastard, born to a triarch of Old Volantis, and he arrived with bags of gold and a dwarf elephant. I love it.
Oh my God.
Was he one of them? One of them was faking it, though. I remember. Who was that?
Another contestant produced sheafs of parchment that demonstrated his descent from Gaemon the Glorious, the greatest of the Targaryen lords of Dragonstone before the conquest, by way of a younger daughter and the petty lord she had married, and on for 7 further generations. There was as well a strapping red-haired man-at-arms who claimed to be a bastard son of Maegor the Cruel. By way of proof, he brought his mother, an aged innkeep's daughter, who said that she had once been graped by Maegor.
Yeah, of course.
The lords were prepared to believe the fact of grape, but not that the act had gotten her with child.
Yeah, no, he totally graped you, but you didn't get pregnant. And don't forget we have Archmaester Vagon. I mean, he was their only surviving son. Jaehaerys' sole surviving son.
And he was ruled out on account of his vows.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say he wasn't in there. He wasn't a part of the 14.
He was one of the last claimants at the beginning.
And Princess Rhaenys and her daughter on account of their sex. So the 2 of them were immediately ruled out. The tenuous claims of 9 lesser competitors were considered and discarded. One such was a hedge knight who put himself forward as a natural son of King Jaehaerys himself, was seasoned imprisoned. Because I don't think he was a cheater.
No, not that we there's no clue of that going down the line.
Yeah, so then they narrowed it down so that there were 2 of them. If you're following the principle of primogeniture, it favored Laenor, and the principle of proximity, Viserys. So I guess they really just needed to write down which rules they were going to use.
Right. I mean, they left it too vague to give people that option to, they didn't realize, oh shit, there's going to be a lot of people doing this. Yeah, they didn't like Rhaenys because in the book, she has black hair.
Oh, well, yeah.
Now they switched.
In the show, she has a black husband.
A black husband, yeah. They just switched their hair.
Yeah,
why is her hair
she's
white?
Supposed to be have the Baratheon. That was the whole thing in freaking Game of Thrones, where Ned was like, Baratheon, dark of hair. Baratheon, light of hair. Really?
I'm so glad you said that, because I brought that up once before, but I don't think we've talked about that enough. The show so stupidly made her hair white that then makes Ned an idiot.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't prove shit after that. Because her hair was white in their show, Ned's proof meant nothing because one person had white hair. So it changed everything. Oh yeah, the boys and Marcella could have blonde hair. Like, you guys don't even realize your own canon you're breaking. That's little things that bother me.
Yeah. So here they go. They say Viserys' claim derived from his father, Laenor's from his mother, and most lords felt that the male line must take precedent over the female. So even though primogeniture would favor Rhaenys, if you're just looking at the male, it went to Viserys for proximity because of the male. So they're saying, regardless, we got to prefer the male, which is why Viserys is a moron. Because if it weren't for the male thing, he would never have been king.
Right.
Yeah. Also, and in this show, he was standing closer to the king, so they could use proximity, meaning 2
There you
words.
go.
So,
Two words,
There you go.
double entendre or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
so
Is
we're
that right?
going to go proximity, and then they're like, "Why? Because he's standing closer."
Because he's like
Yeah,
holding
just-
his dad's arm. Like, Daddy,
Yeah.
I'm scared. Yeah. I mean,
His
okay.
dad was
I can
already dead by then.
understand. I can understand them dropping Rhaenys and her daughter because they were both women. All right, fine. But her son has a better claim than either Daemon or Viserys. Like,
Mhm.
it just goes.
Would
Yeah,
he
it
have
should.
ruled as a king or a queen?
Who? Laenor?
Laenor. Yeah.
Laenor would have been the most fabulous king the Seven Kingdoms has ever seen.
He lays through as Laenor the Spectacular.
Beware of the lowrider dragon, a Hummer dragon. Yeah. But Jane is right. Once that like this went so far to like 12, 11, whatever claimants, 12, I would have just been like, you know what? My dragon can kill your dragon. I'm king. Because I think you said it before, Grant. Jahar is even doing this in the back of his mind, must have known this could easily lead to civil war, even doing it this way.
He knew.
Mm-hmm.
He knew it was going to, and that's what I don't get. I don't know if we're ever going to know why the decision was made, whether it was his decision
Mm-hmm.
or whether it was someone else's.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the better
But
one.
on the other hand, if they'd have chosen Laenor, there still would have been a civil war because they wouldn't have recognized Laenor because it went through Rhaenys. Civil war was going to happen. It was that idiot's fault, Balin, for having his appendix burst.
Yeah, what a loser.
What a douche.
At least die with a bolt through your neck. Come on,
Or
man.
fall off the
Crying out
horse.
loud.
Or have a fight with your husband and die in Dragonstone. Either one works.
I love I love that Jaharis wasn't even in attendance of the Great Council.
Yeah.
Because he was
I
scared.
think at this point he was done. He was done with this world.
Yep,
He was like,
yep.
fine, you all sort it out. I'm going to die. Who cares?
Yeah, he just didn't care. And he died pretty soon after that, right? In his final year, he reigned one of
2 years
gentle.
after it. 103
Yeah,
AC is when he died.
That's right. He selected the younger brother of Lord Hightower, Sir Otto, as hand. And he brought his wife and children to court, including his precocious 15-year-old daughter. So she was 15 when they went to court.
Mm-hmm.
And Viserys didn't even have a kid yet.
Yep. I Googled it. She's 9 years older than Rhaena.
Oh, so he must have had a kid. I thought Viserys didn't have a kid.
By this point, he did have a kid.
Okay. All right.
Because they were married. They were married in 96.
That's right. Okay.
And Emma was popping out the babies. Just most of them died.
Right. And when the king took ill.
That was her duty.
Yeah.
The battlefield.
And let's not forget, Alicent would read to him by his bedside too and bathe him when he was in the bed or bath. Hand jobs.
Fetching his grace his meals. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Meals.
No, I totally think she's one of my daughters. I swear.
Bathed and dressed him.
Yep. Now,
which would mean that he would be naked.
Mine might be abridged. Mine might be abridged. So can you read the King Jaehaerys first of his name pass? You read that little paragraph because mine might be abridged. So, if you guys know where it is, either or anyone.
Where it says when he dies in the year 103 AC, Jean Jaehaerys, first Targaryen, died in his bed as Lady Alicent was reading to him from Septon Barth's Unnatural History. Is that what you wanted?
Yep, she killed him.
Yep. His grace was 9 and 60 years of age and had reigned over the Seven Kingdoms since coming to the Iron Throne at the age of 14.
69.
His remains were burned in the dragon pit, his ashes interred with the good Queen Alicent on Dragonstone.
That's crazy. I mean, it's amazing. He had the longest and probably the most, for the, like, percentage-wise, most peaceful reign of any Targaryen, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. So, well, think about it. While she was reading to him in his bed, maybe a pillow slipped and found its way over his head.
Yeah, right. No, I don't know. I think Allison, he kept thinking she was one of his daughters. They never say which daughter, I don't think, but he keeps thinking she's one of them.
Here's the milk of the poppy
Yes.
for you.
He sometimes mistook her for one of his daughters, calling her by their name. So all of them, I
Mm.
guess.
Mhm.
He just took turns.
Yeah, except for that.
Oh, but
bitch,
then he
Sarah.
did decide that she was Sarah. Sorry.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
it says,
that
calling
is
their
right.
names near the end, he grew certain she was his daughter Sarah, returned from him but from beyond the Marrow Sea. Because that was his greatest regret.
It was. I mean, it ruined everything with him and Allison. And let's not forget, too, for him to think of her as Sarah, he knew she was a whore. Allison. Yep. Just saying.
Hey, that's better than any of Stig's theories.
I don't know about
Well,
that,
he's asleep, so what he doesn't know won't hurt him.
Yeah, right. I bet you he'll be working on that theory next.
Man, how many? So that's 2 kings that have died around her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 in
Not
a row.
a very good nursemaid.
No.
Technically 3.
And 2 that she read to that took a liking to her.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well,
was that reading in the book, or was that just from the TV show?
What? Her
For
reading?
Allison reading to
the series?
To both. It was to both.
It was?
Yeah, I don't remember reading it in the book off the top of my head, but it's been a while since I read those chapters, which are coming up next, everybody.
Yay!
Yeah, that'll be fun. We're finally getting into what the House of the Dragon is. With the beginning of 101 is the first episode. So I really hope that you guys join us when we go through this. Hopefully, because this show starts when? June
15th.
June 15th. I would like to do it's 10 episodes the first season? Or 8, 10.
There's
I'd like
10.
to. All right, so if there's 10, I'll have to figure out the timing. If we have to do 2 or 3 episodes a week, we'll talk about, because I'd like to go over the season 1 before season 2 starts. And then we will have our Monday night reviews of House of the Dragon until the show season 2 ends. So that'd be a good 8 weeks. So that I can't wait for that. That'll be fun. And hopefully we'll have some guests. They'll be on the thumbnail, even if they're not here. So prepare yourself. Drain theory. You'll definitely wait a minute. Hold on.
Don't forget Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. We have to add him. Yes, it is dropping this year. I agree. Sometime, hopefully in November. I think Stig and I said around Thanksgiving, and he said about the same time in his Norwegian way. So,
we've had so many arguments.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we have on this topic.
I know. Jane and I have stuck solid, but I don't know.
Steve's with you all. I'm
you've wavered, Scott, heaps.
Once this last year, before I started thinking about it with Stig and Jane brought it up too, I was like, yeah, this has to be the year. But I did waver. But I always kept saying like, oh, it's, I have to agree with you all. It's not coming, but we're going to get winter.
The only reason I think it is because I follow that theory from what those guys came up with his words of wisdom.
Say that again?
Remember George Martin did something saying words of wisdom?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you get it?
Yes.
Words of wisdom. W-O-W,
yes.
Winds of Winter.
I got you.
And then he did something similar, I guess, for the other shows. Now, if he was doing that just to fuck with us, then he is an evil, evil man, and I won't defend him the next time people say that he hates J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, even though they're wrong.
They are wrong, but still, I won't defend him.
Yeah, because he did something like that with a dance. No, was it dance that he did that?
I think it was Dance with Dragons.
Yeah, all I know is this. So the books that are just like kind of wrapping everything up. So you have Game of Thrones was in 96, I believe. Then here, let me break it down, because one came out like 10 months after he released the one book. So hold on. George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, he had them all done. Oh, the first few, rather, before they were published.
Right. Book releases.
Everybody Google.
Yeah, we're doing it. Release dates. So.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, you all, if you all turn out to be right, you can be very jealous of me because I will be the first person that will have actually read them in order because I am now on Storm of Swords.
Oh, yeah?
So I will be the only one of ye that will be able to go from
book 1 or 2 of it.
Oh, yeah, you have the 2 books. I forgot.
I just got past the Red Wedding, but then I will be able to go from Dance of Dragons straight into Winds of Winter.
That's good. So here it is. August 1996, U.S. release Game of Thrones. February 1999, A Clash of Kings. Now, Storm of Swords kind of was getting all those storylines and kind of settling them in A Storm of Swords. That came out November 2000. So, I thought it was 10 months. Why do
That's
I not?
crazy. So that's what, 4 years, and we've had over half.
Yeah. February. That's weird, though. I thought it was only 10 months between the two. Anyways.
And it's been nearly 25 years, and we've only had 2 books then.
Right. And if you think about it, then you get Feast of Crows, 2005. Okay. And then you get July 2011 was Dance. Now, if you go with that, Winds of Winter coming out this year, the next book, supposedly the last, which I find hard he can finish it all, but let's say the Dream of Spring is the last book. It's closing everything up. So if he's writing right now and getting to that point where it's the final step, I feel like he'll be able to nail that. It's just that the Marinese knot with Danny screwed up all his plans of going to Ashai and all this other stuff. And I think he's just trying to figure a way to get Danny from the Dothraki Sea back to Marine and then right to Westeros, which will be difficult.
If she even does.
Right.
I don't think she does.
She's going to do that. Maybe she's going to die.
Oh, man.
That would be epic, by the way.
So epic. And then
falls
somehow
off
Tyrion. Well, no, she's yeah. And then Tyrion somehow gets Drogon, even though he's supposed to have Viserys because it has gold eyes, or it's golden and he has golden eyes or some shit.
Yeah.
But I love in the wiki of talking about George's books, Winds of Winter. I'm just gonna read it. Is the forthcoming 6th novel, or the forthcoming 6th novel in the epic fantasy series, A Song of Ice and Fire by American writer George R. R. Martin. The novel is expected to be over 1,500 pages in length. It has been delayed several times, such that Martin has refrained from making hard estimates for the novel's final release date. Martin stated in October 2022 that he had completed approximately 3/4 of the book. So, estimating that he has written 1,100 to 1,200 pages and had roughly 400 to 500 pages left. He gave a similar estimate in November 2023, saying that he was struggling with the manuscript. I don't know what to
Give
do.
us what you have released, and then just release another book in 2 years' time of the
I'm
remaining.
fine with that. I am fine with that. I mean,
he's done that before, hasn't he? Didn't he do that with the Feast of Crows or something? He just kind of stopped, or one of those, didn't he?
Well, yeah. So you have.
We got 2 of them take place at the same time.
Well, Storm of Swords and Feast of Crows do.
Yeah.
Right. So Storm of Swords came out, and then 5 years later, A Feast came out. And then, A Feast and Dance. Those were the 2 he split. So think about that. A Feast for Crows.
According to my book collection.
Yeah, right. You have a valid point there. Did you show Jane your book collection?
Oh, no, here, I'll show Jane.
Jane, there's 7 books in his collection.
Yep. Here we go. Yeah. See?
Yeah, I would take a rough drag. Hold on. Let me blow you up.
All would.
Hold on, buddy.
See, look, 7 books.
He has 7 books in his A Song of Ice and Fire book collection. Can you read them to her?
Okay, so we have Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings. We have Steel and Snow, Blood and Gold, Feast for Crows, Dreams and Dust, and After the Feast.
That is so dumb. Why?
Cash
You got to
grab.
open it, man, and read. I need to know what's extra. And I want that now. I want to read it. And it is a cash grab.
Alright, I'll
God
open
dang
it
it.
up. You convinced me.
Marty Dog. Marby. Yeah, but it's like, you got to tell me that. All right. If it gives you book page numbers, that won't work. Because I could look at right now, I have a wiki and it says like A Storm of Swords is 414,604 words.
Okay. Well,
With
I'll start
900
counting the words and let you know.
Okay. Let me put the 973 pages. So, you know, I wonder how many yours is.
Ooh. Smells new.
Wow. Oh my God, that looks awesome.
And though it's hard to say because, you know, when you're doing different kinds of books and things, the word pages count rather will be different.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Like mine is. Mine's different than yours when it comes to Fire and Blood.
Yeah. Or like the paper book versus a hardcover.
Right. I'm with
Paper
Jane
book,
on this
oh my
one too. He could just sit down and tell us what happened. And I would pay for that.
Oh, I would.
Well,
I would
but-
pay him $1 million to
Yep.
say Jon Snow's dead forever.
Yeah, that man. How hardcore would that be if Jon Snow does not come back to life, which I doubt, but
I think that'd be awesome just to stick it to those two
Yep.
little smug Danny kind of forgot people.
yeah. Oh my God. The idea that he came back from the dead, they talked about it once and then never brought it up really again. Like it meant nothing. Like
Mm-hmm.
he should have had like this weird cultish following of wildlings that believed him to be a god.
Nice.
Or they believed that he didn't actually die and that was all propaganda.
Yeah. Yeah. That thing looks awesome, dude. Can I see one of the book covers? Like Game of Thrones or whatever? Hold on, let me blow that shit up. Okay. So that's like Storm of Swords or a normal book cover.
But it has House of the Dragon on the top of it.
Oh, that's true.
bleh.
Why? Wait a minute. Why? Like, that makes no sense. Now, does the other Storm of Swords have the helm on it?
Ooh.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh.
Oh, the Free
Western.
Cities.
Yeah.
Is it a map or?
Ah.
Oh. Ooh, he even gets bigger. Well, that's better than my map. It has that old timey thing.
Oh,
Like
wow.
my-
It's even got burnt edges.
No. Oh, that's a way cooler map. I mean, mine's like bigger, but
Wait, what?
Yeah, that looks like old. Yeah, frame it. James saying absolutely.
Yeah, right. What does he say here? Marby says it's just cultural norms with regards to titles. Distributors want different titles in different countries. Yeah, I know.
map looks
Sometimes it
different.
is because of an existing title from another author, or sometimes it's like a term certain countries don't use, so they change it.
Could be.
But Marby, he has 2 Storm of Swords. So it's not just one book, it's 2. And then he has 2 Dance with Dragons, right? Or
Correct.
not Dance with, yeah, Dance with Dragons.
Yeah.
Making 7 books altogether. That's crazy. I just want to know. You got to start reading.
Yeah, it says there's 100 extra pages of material throughout the collection. So I don't know what that means.
Just like stupid shit. Like,
Yeah, or-
you know?
Or a picture.
Yeah, right. Like it would be funny if it was just like something so random. Like, I don't know. After Jon Snow leaves Bran's bed when Catelyn said it should have been you who fell. And then like he leaves and like there's just
He
like
goes,
a
"What
page
a
of
cunt."
no, it's just, yeah, like him walking down the hallway, that motherfucking bitch. Or like Catelyn just sitting there. Did he wake? No, he's still asleep. Oh, Bran? No, he's still asleep. You know, something stupid like that.
Or
Yeah.
Nan just going over and going, "You silly boy."
Yeah, how would you get the creases out?
I don't
You
know.
don't.
Family
I just
trees.
don't know if you can see this, but the Iron Islands look weird on the
Where?
map.
Oh,
Here,
on the left?
yeah.
Yeah, they
It's a
look
weird.
pretty freaking huge.
That's what I'll send you a
Here,
photo on
hold on, I'll
on
bring
it. And,
mine to you
yeah.
if I have enough slack. The Iron Islands is right here.
Yeah.
So is it the peninsula above it that looks weird on yours?
I don't know. How many islands is there on that?
There's a few. You have Pike, Harlow, Salt Cliffs, I think, Great Wick, Old Wick. I think there's
Baccarat?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, sorry everybody. There's 7, and then there's one like that's farther west.
Yeah, I've got the one. Yeah, I'm just looking at my map that I've got here. That's on the wiki. The islands are different shapes.
Yeah. Hey, it's a different map, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Jane says, and she's right. You put a towel over it, you can steam it a little bit. And then Vanessa Lore says, I've never been an expert ironer, I have to admit. Just like, I love our chat. You guys rock. But yeah, we finally caught up to Dance with the Dance, which I'm excited about. So we'll just discuss it with the people here. Well, we'll discuss it. They can listen. What do you guys think we should do? How many chapters for the next one? Because I know, Teresa, you've been up to date reading, and I'm going to go back. So what do you think should be the next chapters for next
So
week?
that's the other Storm of Swords one.
Oh.
Well, I'm thinking that because there is so much we can talk about with these.
Do a chapter a week?
Maybe even. Well, actually, to be fair, though, I'm looking now. The actual dance starts at page 412 on mine here. 361. Okay. Actually, there is not a lot of material. We might be able to do everything leading up to the dance.
Right.
I mean, if you want to get together an extra day a week, I'm happy to do that and talk more stuff.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Because we still got to fit in trivia next week too. Remember?
That's true. We will have to have some trivia. Jane, I don't know if you've seen our trivia, but it is a lot of fun. And I'm just keep saying things that hopefully you'll come on one day. Because people love you and miss you, and we do too. But no pressure. No pressure.
Nope, you'll be in the thumbnail either way, doll. So
yeah, I love Vanessa. Yes, let Teresa decide.
Oh.
I go along with that. We love you, Jane. Awesome one. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. You guys have been so active on here. Marby, thank you too. Who else has been here? We had some people at the beginning that might be quiet now, but they were here. Wow, this has been a chat. One man show. Biggles Mets. Real Waden Nation gaming clips. Lady T, which I love to see. That was awesome. Miss her. Hope you could join us one of these times. Brian McCann, as always, was here. Mad, of course, has to make himself known to everyone. E. Clay Thomason, Alex Moore, and everybody else watching out there. We had 35 people watching. Thank you. We really thank you guys for the support. You guys have been amazing. But it's about time we get out of here. So with that, we'll go out on should we do like an old school Sporking dump credits?
Depends. Do you want to get G'd up? Then listen to the Tower of Joy. If not, then something else.
Well, you know what? We'll do this. We'll go out with the old A Stream by the Crossroads beginning. Later, everybody. Thank you, Teresa. You have anything you would like to let people know? I know. Are you still working on hours or anything?
No, I am now completely monetized. I got the hours last week. Thank you, everybody. So I will not be bothering you about this anymore. But the monetization celebration will be upcoming. The fully monetized one, I'll let you all know in the chat. But Mr. Grant Gregory will be on my channel on Wednesday for Pub Crawl, 9 p.m. Central.
Nice. That is Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central.
Correct.
All right.
I have no idea what it is in Australian time.
That is
1 o'clock.
It's not real.
1 o'clock the next day.
Also, Thursday, we will either have my anime show with Biggles Mets or just a rando stream. I may be on Dick's Division show on Wednesday, the political one. Might start making appearances on that. And on Saturday, Aluminum Spork. Hopefully talking more Aluminum Sporky stuff than not watching those weird videos that we watched.
And maybe even Gilkman's stream.
Oh, yeah, the Gilkman. Guys, wait a minute. Is he still live? So we could send that out to people. I was going to play the little Defend Your Council House of the Dragon thing, but we'll...
yeah, he's still there.
Okay, so... I am going to put the link to his live right now. Guys, please let him know it's a raid from Sporking and say happy birthday to him. I really would appreciate that. And you guys... Oh, there we go. Wait a minute. I'm going to enter the chat too. I'm listening to this. All right. Let me pause that. And I'm sorry about that. I was listening to him say Miss Martin Muse has just entered the chat. Forgot to turn that off. But you guys all have a great night. Way to end this one, Scott. Good job, buddy. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Usually 8 p.m., Vanessa. Have a good night, everybody. I lied. We got a minute.
Longest outro ever.
I know, but we got a minute.
In the height of dawn, where secrets lie, a tale unfolds.
Weird, I hadn't actually.
In the height of dawn, where secrets lie, a tale unfolds beneath the sunlit sky. 7 kingdoms tremble with anticipation as whispers of